Okay, so I've tried filming this I don't know how many times, and I suck at these videos, so I'm just gonna do it. If it still sucks after this one, it still sucks. It's gonna suck forever. Suckity suck suck. So here we go. So a while ago, I reached a milestone on the channel, 1,000 subscribers. Once again, thank you everybody that did sub and watches the videos. It really does mean a lot. I mean, you know, who doesn't make these videos and enjoy that, you know, positive feedback? Anyways, for that 1,000 sub, you know, special, whatever, I did obviously one of the traditional YouTube tricks and just asked, you know, any questions, go ahead and ask them. I'll answer them in a video, just to get to know me a little bit better. And I think I did a pretty good job of answering all those questions, except for one, which I felt like I really needed to save for its own video, which is what I'm doing now. So this comes via Captain Algebra. Blanked for a second. So Captain Algebra asked me why RPGs are my favorite genre. And when I say RPGs, that includes like everything. I grew up calling them RPGs, but it most definitely includes JRPGs and all the like. So why are they my favorite genre? I think it's a fairly easy answer, question to answer, but it's also very complicated because to like fully do it justice and explain why completely is why I've redone this video so many times and it just never comes out right. So I'm gonna try here. I'm gonna do my best. So I'll start off by saying that I love like almost all genres of video games. I, you know, would never want to just do one genre or only be able to play one. As much as I love RPGs, you know, with my lifestyle now, just how little free time I have, it's really easy to throw in a platformer or a beat 'em up and just, you know, relax for a little while, you know, something that I can play for a short time. RPGs definitely require more of your time, more of an investment. And that's very difficult you know, when you get older and you have obligations. So if RPGs are not your favorite genre, I totally get it. Now, we shouldn't all have the same favorite genre, but you also shouldn't get upset by somebody else's favorites, because I'm not saying RPGs are better, even though I think they are, because that's why they're my favorite. But if your favorites are, you know, beat 'em ups, I love beat 'em ups. Platformers, if you only play sports games because you love Madden, that's great. If you only play Fortnite, you probably know My Kids Online. If you only play, you know, X, Y, or Z, if you only play like one genre or one game, that's how you enjoy gaming, good on you. There's nothing wrong with that, unless it's a shmup, in which case, I don't know, who hurt you? But besides that, any, you know, genre we can all enjoy and appreciate other people's interests. I like watching other people play video games that I wouldn't even necessarily want to play myself. That being said, we're like 3 minutes and I haven't even started talking about the topic. Let's get into it. So I think the first thing that I need to talk about with RPGs, JRPGs, whatever you want, is like why they started becoming special to me, or kind of my history with them. So, you know, when I started playing video games, my parents got me a Nintendo, and obviously you have the first Mario Brothers. That's everybody's first game, at least in my age group. And I just remember playing it, and as a kid, those are difficult games. Getting through, like, even one level, what? Is it 1-3, the first water one? Whatever it is. Those games are tough as a kid, and when you work so hard and you finally beat a level that you were struggling with, you can't turn the system off, because you have to start all over. So even as a kid, I always remember wishing, I'm like, God, I wish I could save these games and continue where I left off. And then there was a time when I was running around the neighborhood, and you know, you just meet kids in the neighborhood, at least back in the day when it was safe to go out in the neighborhood. And we would just, I remember meeting one kid and we were playing, and he's like, oh, we went over to his house, and he had a couple older brothers and sisters, whoever it was. And they had a game at the time, which I had no idea what it was, had never heard of it. But they showed me, they had saved it. And they had these characters that were wizards and warriors and all these cool looking characters that were, you know, fighting monsters, and they were doing damages to their hit points. And I was blown away that you could save this game and continue playing where you're at. And these, like, all these cool characters that had like you got them new weapons or whatever that saved. You could save everything. You know, come to find out it was Final Fantasy. And I was just blown away at that point. I'm like, I found what I want to do. You know, still loved other games, especially as a kid. I played RPGs, but very sparingly. Still played a lot. We played a lot of, you know, Street Fighter and Contra, all the games you play with, you know, the neighborhood kids. But I started to develop my love for RPGs or JRPGs or what they were capable of, even at a young age. So that's kind of like where it was the foundation for me right there. That's what I wanted. I knew I loved them. So going forward to like now, why are RPGs my favorite video games? I think it boils down to so many reasons that I'm going to fail at explaining it, but I'm going to do my best. Number one, you know, for better or worse, I think RPG fans or the players kind of hold those games to a higher standard. They expect more out of those games, so developers put more into them. Not saying that other games can't have that too, but I just always feel like there's, you know, people that play RPGs are, you know, expecting every single aspect of the game to be immaculate. The graphics, the actual combat, the game style, the music, the story, everything that goes into it, they really expect everything to just be there. And it, you know, it pays off a lot of the time. We get some amazingly beautiful and wonderful games. I really love the creative worlds that you can delve yourself into. You know, you're exploring these worlds that have towns and castles and dungeons, and there's so much more work put into those because, like, you know, if you're playing a scrolling platformer, they have some very cool environments and, you know, art that goes into it, but it's in the background and it's really never a vital part of the game. Not saying like when you have to jump from platform to platform, but all the stuff you're seeing in the background of all these other games, you know, it doesn't really, you're not in that world, you're just seeing it, and half the time you're not even paying attention because it's behind. So RPGs, you're just so much more immersed most of the time in those compared to other games. Same with the characters. Oh my god. Like, yes, you can care about other characters. Like, I love Mega Man, but I've been playing Mega Man games since I was a kid, and I still barely know anything about the lore. I didn't know that he's supposed to be called Rockman. I think Mega Man sounds better in English, but that's fine. But without cartoons and other things, like, a lot of these characters in other genres just don't get to develop the same way that you play a RPG for even short ones that are 40 hours. I always end up if it's a good RPG, I end up caring about the characters, like the whole team, the party, as you will. Like, you just identify with these characters because they're able to develop them and their personalities and who they are, and really make you care about them. And I feel like that's another way to like make you care about the game more. If you care about the characters in it, the good guys, sometimes the bad guys, they have great stories, and it just kind of always pulls me in and makes me more emotionally invested in the game while I'm playing it, and when I'm done, it's just something I always consider more important to me than characters from other genres of games. I also, as much as I can enjoy the challenge of other games, I really love to sit back and take my time and grind and make my characters overpowered, so that I can play the game the way I want to play it and just dominate bad guys. You know, this certainly does not happen as much now that I'm older. When I was younger and I had all the free time in the world, it's like, I guess I'm just going to level up these characters till they're 20 levels higher than all the enemies for this area. And now I am more conscious about trying to progress through the games quicker and not max out levels, just because, once again, that's extra hours. But I love the fact that you can do extra hours and you're benefited for the work you put into it if you choose to do that. I don't really feel like it's cheating or cheesing the game, because if you want to play it that way, you should have the ability to. They built it into the game. It's a world that you can explore and fight enemies and get more powerful, level up your stats, and find new, better weapons and armor. That's how it should be. If you want to do it, or if you want to give yourself a challenge, you try to go through them quicker. And then on top of that, like I touched on earlier, the environments that they can create not only in like one single game with all the different types of towns or areas to explore, but the just RPGs in general. Like one will be set in a mythical, you know, world with castles and dragons, and another one is in modern day Tokyo, and they can explore such different worlds, and really you get immersed in all of them. It's just so much fun to like step into a new RPG and just be like feel right at home. You're part of this world now. And I love that they are able to, no matter like, it always feels natural. Let's put it that way. On top of that, you know, music for some of these games it's just unbelievable. They have some of the best soundtracks. I think maybe because you play them longer and you hear the songs more. I'm not even sure. It doesn't matter. I love the songs. As a story, when Expedition 33 came out last year and I played it a bunch, I actually put the music on. I work in a procedural lab in a hospital where we do procedures. So some of our cases are very long, so we always have music playing on the speakers. Well, I would put Expedition 33 on a lot and, you know, play it, and everyone's just like, oh, this is cool music. I didn't tell anyone it was from a video game. I just put it on, and they, like, you know, legit were like, oh, this is, you know, cool stuff. And then, you know, then I would tell them once they would say something positive about it, I would say, yeah, it's from a video game. You know, and that goes into a different conversation about how, you know, the stigma people have about video games is completely wrong and shouldn't exist the way it exists. But that's a whole nother subject. But the amount of work and detail and passion that goes into RPG, because there's so much more involved in them, and then when they're done right, it really pays off in a way that I just get so much more out of it than I do other genres of games. Not always. There's this, you know, different games or series that I absolutely love and always look forward to, but in my mind, I'm always thinking ahead. What's the next RPG I'm gonna delve into and, you know, devote some time to? So, I don't know. I hope that answers the question enough where it kind of explains my perspective on what is so important about RPGs to me that makes them my favorite. Once again, I watch people on YouTube play games that I've never played and don't have an interest in playing, and completely enjoy that experience, because who would ever want to pigeonhole themselves into one tiny little box? Not me. I love them, but there's always room in gaming for a variety. There should be, but variety should be celebrated. But yeah, that's kind of it for this. I think this was good enough, guys. This is the one that's gonna get put on YouTube. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thanks, Captain Eldra, again for the question, and guys, have a good one. My hair is really screwy. It's super cold out, right? It's like -5, and I had a hat on all day because I'm driving my kids around, and I'm looking scruffy. You know what I look like? You know, like in any kind of movie or whatever where there's wizards, and there's always like the young kid that's like naive and stupid, and then there's the old wise wizard that's teaching him his ways. What you know I'd never see is like a middle-aged wizard that's just like knows what he's doing, but he's not like super old yet. I'm starting to look like that middle-aged wizard that's never made it onto screen. I think my hair is thinning too, which is just depressing, but what are you gonna do about that? All right.